Hey guys, welcome to the YouTube channel, even though it's not. So I'm making this video because I checked out Mac G's podcast when Eugene was there. He touched on important points that impact us as South Africans, but I'm going to focus on one point that he made, which was how big business is trying to I don't know, take out the poultry slash chicken farmers, small chicken farmers, yeah. So when he touched on that, it made me think about a book that I once read by Chika Onyeani. Sorry if I butchered the name. And the name of the book is called The Capitalist Nigger. So in The Capitalist Nigger, they somewhat highlight how the Indian community took over in the United States in terms of the economy itself for small businesses and whatnot. So when I read that book, I had a chat with my friend and I was like, this is something we should adopt as well. In order to ensure that our communities, we enrich our communities for the positive. Yeah, I guess enriching is positive. So I'm just gonna give an example, but before I actually say that, state the example that is, we had a chat a couple of years ago at school, and one of my lectures in branding, we were having a chat on how the government should actually invest more, like in small to medium-sized businesses, and then he was like, "That's not necessarily ideal. They should just focus on big business as how they employ X amount of staff members and all of that." And I counter that with the notion of the capitalist nigger. I said that if the government actually invests more on the small to medium sized businesses within the location, it would allow us to do better for ourselves and not actually lean on them. Instead, we'll be employing our own. And why I say this, there's now time for the example. Like ikazi sinabo ogqirha, sinabo abantu that do clothes, sinabo abantu bathengisa ukutya, sinabantu bathengisa utywala, and so forth. But into yobana, even though it's sinabo ogqirha, we primarily use them to forge doctor's notes, so we need to shy away from that. But anywho, here's the example. So I work in the marketing industry on a salary, of course. If niyagula, I could or I should be going to ugqirha wapha elokishini yam. Ugqirha waselokishini xa edinga ukutya, he goes to a spice shop sapha ekazi, like to get food, groceries or whatever to cater for his or her family. And then laa mntu lowana uthengisa ispaza shop, when they need clothes, they can go to a person that sells clothes within the community itself. And we have various brands that are somewhat thriving, or have good quality. For instance, like I support Anita, who has a clothing line or label, not sure what you call it. It's called Afrogrunge. Check them out, they fire. We also have the Broke Boys. We also have Bangy, who his clothing line is named Dead. It's also fire. I know it's kind of contradictory because I'm wearing Vans, but anywho, Vans also endorses various artists from South Africa, so that's cool. But yeah, so the person, back to the example now, the person that does clothes, Kaifuni Textiles, can also purchase the textile from someone within the community. Yeah, well, so now the rand value, or the rand that I came within that ecosystem from the marketing industry that I work in, didn't go out at all. So let's support our own instead of purchasing brands that are portrayed as being much more appealing in the media space, be Gucci. But yeah, I'm not gonna shit on brands like that, so shout out to them. But yeah, that's the general notion or mindset that we should actually adopt to ensure that we forge better, economically stable communities, and so forth. But yeah, that's the video. It's a bit long, but sure thing. Bye.